Hello, I'm EnterElysium, and welcome back to From the Depths. It has been too long, my friends. It has been too long. From the Depths has been updated. We now have advanced cannons in the normal build of From the Depths. We have these new amazing cannons, which you haven't heard about them, are going to basically replace custom cannons, but they allow a lot more customizability. They're pretty cool. And yeah, I've done some videos on them, and they're just fun. And what we need to do is we need to renovate our forces, we need to get them back up to spec, we need to take out old designs, we need to improve some designs, we need to make new designs before we go to war with the next faction. I need to check which faction we're going to war with. But the idea is, some of our craft just aren't cutting it. And one of those craft is the Wing Zero. It's been with us since the start, but the Wing Zero is just cannon fodder at the moment. It can't get out enough firepower. It is slow. It is frankly outmoded. And I was very close to just destroying the Wing Zero line, or at least relegating them to just sit and be a guard force at some out-of-the-way place. But after a lot of persuasion, we're not going to do that. What we're instead going to do is we're going to make the Wing Zero awesome again. And that's going to take some doing. I'll be completely honest. The Wing Zero has a number of issues. Now, its top speed is less than 10 meters per second, which, you know, was maybe fine in the beginning of the game. But now I kind of expect a little bit more. And its missiles, they have problems in it with ejectors, so they sort of get clipped by the hull as they leave, and then they sort of fly backwards and around. They're okay. Now, I could make them Lure. I don't think I will. Lure missiles are crazy cool and OP. I've used Lure in a couple of situations where I need to use Lure, but I don't really need to use it on the ship. And because I don't need to, I really shouldn't. The custom cannon needs to be removed. We're moving to advanced cannons now. Its shielding, very minimal, could be better. Its engine, old design, could be improved. The kinetic kill vehicles, also an old design. The guns on the side of the hull, frankly, you know, they were fun aesthetically, but, you know, I think they can be removed now. The hull itself, not as streamlined as it could be, but it's not terrible. It doesn't turn as quickly as I'd like, and it certainly could do with a better top speed, like I mentioned before. So frankly, we're going to be removing a lot. We're going to try and keep something resembling the Wing Zero, but for now, it's a fire sale. Everything must go. So let us start immediately. And remove everything. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stripping back basically everything. I will kind of keep most of the outside hull and some of the command deck, but we'll see. You know, another massive problem with the Wing Zero is its ammo supply does tend to explode quite easily, and when it does, the entire ship goes down. Now, of course, that is, you know, a normal problem with ships of this size that are so tightly packed. A lot of people suggested having a distributed ammo supply, having it all around the craft. That doesn't solve anything. If anything, that makes it worse, because A, it could chain react, and B, you just get less ammo. Now, we could switch out for some ammo processors, which is what I think we'll do, since we have the metal to afford ammo processors. I think that is going to be one of the key changes here. I think we might keep the torpedo system, but what I want to do is I think we might add a railgun, because I think the exact terminology is, let me get this correct, YOLO. Why not? Now, railguns aren't maybe crazy good in the current update. They have their niches, but they maybe aren't great, you know. You can't build them beyond a certain size because it just gets wasted. However, maybe for something like this, if we have one railgun on what is effectively a frigate, I mean, I would say a small frigate, but there are smaller craft, it can actually fulfill a role, and it will just be basically a frigate sniper. Maybe with a couple of other guns, but its main weapon is just going to be a sniper, and the idea is it picks off valuable targets through the armor of the enemy ships. It won't be able to do enough DPS to kill a ship by itself, but that's not the point. It's meant to support other craft. It picks off ammo supplies, it picks off AI. And along with other craft, hopefully it'll get its job done. So, yeah, this is going to take me a while to remove the hull, so I'm gonna pause, and I will get back to you once I've removed basically everything I want to remove, and we'll start actually putting stuff back inside the hull. Oh, and if you hadn't guessed, yeah, we're going to be doing a few episodes of building, like I have previously stated in a few of the episodes, although now they were a while ago, because this is the perfect time to upgrade our fleet. There's a new update, a load of new stuff, and we have no one to fight just yet. And we do need to upgrade massively. We've had a lot of episodes of fighting so far, so it's now time for a few episodes of downtime while we renovate our forces and experiment with the new custom cannons. Okay, so this is the Wing Zero. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. You can see that very little remains. I mean, if we actually have a look at the front of the hull, you can see that we've got... This is why we've got so much drag. You know, it's got actually a flat front here. It's got very, 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 like, slow slope. I mean, I guess it's not like a very slopey slope, but what do you call it? Like, almost a... It's a 45-degree prow. It shouldn't be. It should be more sleek than that. And it goes in and out wavy because it's a 3-step rather than a 2-step or a 4-step. If we go over to the sides and down, you'll see that, you know, underneath I've had to take out a chunk at the back where we've added a load of wood to increase the buoyancy. And we've actually got this bit at the back where it goes out for an extra layer of armor around the ammo hold. And I might just remove that. We can come to that later. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to add an engine. Okay. And now I could put like the axle, whatever you want to call it, crankshaft in the trench like we do with the fighters. Or I could put it up one layer. If I put it in the trench, won't get much power out of it, but it will be entirely a floor down. However, I feel it's probably best if we actually just, you know, full on put it up an extra layer and get a load of power. That way we can just add loads of shields. It's not how much armor this ship, but maybe it'll have shields. So, start it one in. Engine block. And then crankshaft. Then we need a left-right connector, which will allow us to put on extra ones. And we should be able to get like an incredibly dense amount of power because all these carburetors, all these, what are they called? They are carburetors. Carburetors are going to be touching... No, the cylinder, sorry. All the cylinders are going to be touching carburetors. So it should make it incredibly powerful. Right, so if we put on the carburetors, you can see the power we've currently got is... We've already got over 7,000 power. We haven't even added anything. What have we got now? We've got over 250,000 power, and we haven't added superchargers. I could go up another level. I don't think I need to, really, if we're completely honest. I'll finish off the engine. I'll get back to you when we start putting in the next stage, which will be our lovely railgun. It should have power drawing from this, so it should be fine. Yeah, we can put it in. Okay, so if we assume that the the aft castle, sorry, is gonna stay where it is, let's figure out how big a turret we can get. So let's mark this out using, we use wood blocks. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is the center. If we go down from here, we're here. Okay. I think what we should do is dig into the engine. Now, this engine is currently providing 0.55 million power, 0.56 million power, which is going to be way too much. We don't need that. We don't need anywhere near that. We're never going to use it unless I put in, like, shield projectors everywhere, which, you know, I will do. But, you know, I need to put in a lot, like, more than just everywhere. I need to put them overlapping repeatedly. So I'm just never going to use that much power. What I should do is instead sink the turret in a little bit, because it'll give me extra room to play with the turret, and I will need it. Railgun turrets are excessively bulky. Right. So that's the crankshaft, so I can't go any further down. So this needs to be our support beam. That's the lowest a support beam can be. Right. And we've got a 2 gap here, and we've only got a 1 gap here. So let's just make that even. That should be fine. And I think I can just delete you now. Right. Do. Railgun time. Right, so I want new object. 2-axis turret, 1-axis turret. And this is going to be our railgun. So, if we grab advanced cannons, And we know it's a railgun from the very beginning, so we just go with batteries straight up. Because railguns need batteries. How much do we want to be over the lip? We want to be 1 over the lip, say, so up here. Advanced firing piece, that's where you put the shell in, so that's like the chamber. Let me see, are we... Yeah, that's flush with the deck, and want to be 1 above flush with the deck. And that's where you put the shells in. So now we want to put in a mantlet. The mantlet is what determines like the field of fire in effect. So let's put an AA mantlet in, because that allows you to fire like directly upwards. If there is a plane, we just shoot it with a railgun. It goes so fast, we'll probably hit it. Okay. Now we need to figure out everything else. So let's go for a gauge increase of 1. That'll make the shell larger. So now shell diameter is now 0.12. So we're firing a 12 centimeter projectile. That's not bad, actually. A 12 centimeter projectile. Pretty fast for a railgun. We'll want... What else will we want? Barrels. Yeah, I want barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's make it 12 for the moment. We'll have to check that later, but make it 12 for the moment. And then we will want railgun magnet attaching fixture. So the attaching fixture is what you put on the side of your railgun that you attach the rails to, and these accelerate the projectiles. So we'll have 1 on each side. Or we could have just 1 rail, and it would use less percentage of our charge, which means our charge would charge up faster. Ooh, you know what? We should probably do that. It looks odd, but it's actually probably the best way to do it, because that means that we'll have a more sustained rate of fire. So I've put 1 there. And I can't put it there. I have to put it 1 on the side, so it's going to be uneven. Or I could put it there. Actually, yeah, that connects. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. It doesn't connect. Okay, I'll have to connect through the side or something. So if I did... These are connected because they connect through the gauge increase? Yeah. Okay. And if we then put our magnet barrel... That should effectively charge up the rail. Now, to charge up, we need charges, and these go on your batteries, and you want as many charges as possible. Screw the number of batteries, you want charges. And we are charging up. Now, we'll need to add some stuff that allows us to actually reload the gun, etc. This is all the railgun stuff first, but I'm putting the railgun stuff on first because it's bulky, right? The railgun stuff takes up a lot of room. Railguns have massive drawback, and one of them is the fact that it is big as hell. Okay, so we have a charge of 61,000 and a railgun usage next shot of about 1/3 of that. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I'm feeling good about it. So, we need now to provide this with an actual projectile. So, we need to go grab ammo controller. We'll put this on the hull. And this will produce all the ammos we will use. Do I want to put it in the front or in the back? It's a good question. Probably in the front. The back would be fine also. Like, there isn't a real issue with where I place this. It can be placed anywhere, and that's the problem. It's like, literally could go anywhere. And now I'm kind of got analysis paralysis. It could go anywhere, but when I build other stuff, it's going to be annoying because I might have to shift it. Of course, it will weigh, so maybe I don't want it in the edge, but then again, things are going to go on the edge anyway. Something's going to be aiming over here towards the rear because that's where the ammo is going to be, so maybe I want it at the front. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Keep it at the front. Okay, there. And then you want ammo parts. So if I set this to 120mm, length of shell rack, 2 meters. Length of shell rack, 3 meters. I'd like to keep it to a 2-meter shell rack. 3 meters. 3 meters. 2 meters. There we go. We've got a 2-meter shell rack now. And I would like sabot head. Okay, so what we've got here is the control part for the ammo customizer that makes the ammo. This is like the interface. Flak Monkey Mark 8. No, sorry, that's 9. Derp. And then each of these has 2 sections. 2 sections to a part of a shell. And the shell we've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks, which is 16 sections. All the sections so far are gunpowder, so it's going to have a really high muzzle velocity. Here we go, 2 kilometers per second. Oh, pardon me. So we've got 2 kilometers per second muzzle velocity. And then we've got Sabot Warhead. Sabot Warhead, highest AP and has no chance of fragmentation post-down. Presence this head sets explosive damage to 25. However, speed modifier, 1.8. Arm pierce modifier, 5.5. Kinetic modifier, 3.5. It's expected arm pierce of almost 70. Kinetic damage of over 2,600. Recoil force of ouch. Expected time for barrel to cool down after firing, 12.88 seconds. So we might want to try and figure out how to cool that down. Time to reload from clip, 7.37 seconds. Okay, so our cooldown time is far in excess of our reload time, so we'll have to figure something about that out. Optimum barrel length for propellant burn, much longer than we currently have. Okay, so that will be, you know, if any barrel short than this will not allow the propellant to fully burn in the barrel, and it will just be wasted. So we want a 29-meter long barrel. Well, we now know some facts. Okay, so what we need is a 29-meter long barrel, a 2-meter autoloader with a 2-meter clip, and we need to do something about cooldown time. Right. Now, also, we should bear in mind that this needs 14.87 ammo parts to create. So we need shell parts. Can I touch them above? No. Okay. And we need to put them like that. And then we need ammo output feed. And honestly, I don't need that many ammo output feeds, so I'm just going to put on... I'll put 3 like there, actually. They are... No, they're not attached. 1, 2, 3. Right, there we go. Oh, maybe we'll actually put them here. 1, 2... Oh, I can't put them here? What? Okay. Fine. Be that way. 1, 2, 3. And we need an ammo router. So the ammo router is like, okay, you've got one of these on the hull, you've got one of these on the turret. Cool, they can connect. Without that, they won't connect. The outputs are what actually does do connections. So this is what you link up to the turret. Okay, so turret. And we need to check the barrel length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's make it 30. And then might as well make the rail the same size. Okay, so it's going to use almost half the charge in the next shot. We could shorten the rail maybe. It's a rather long rail. It's having fun though. Right. So let's figure out everything we need to figure out. We need advanced cannon. We need a full of shot predictor. Yeah, let's put one of those on. Bam. There we go. We've now got a line that should tell us where the projectile will go. You are connected, right? Yeah, you are. We also need autoloader 2 meter, because we're loading 2 meter shells. And we can place it like that. And, well, we have got the shells on that side, so maybe we should put it on this side. Now, I could load faster. It doesn't matter. Cooldown's still going to probably be the massive constraining factor here. We will need a ammo clip of 2 meters. And then we'll need to do ammo input feeder. And we'll put 3 on. Not that it's really going to matter. And then I can... Oh, I have a ammo router. So the ammo router on here will connect it to the hull. Now, can you connect through it? That is a good question. No, you cannot connect through it. Okay. I would like to connect advanced cannon, ammo router. I've got to put 1 here somewhere. It's got to be connected. Oh, it's got holes going all the way down there. They might be actually very, very useful. Actually, very, very useful. Right, I need to put this somewhere. Can't remove you. Here? Yes, that worked. Okay. And I would like to unassign all unassigned. And you should see we're loading up with shells now. And it's loaded. So you'll see that the railgun speed increase is 500 meters per second. So what should happen is 500 meters per second will be added to the 2 kilometers per second that it has when it leaves the barrel. So we should get a pretty fast projectile. It's not 3 kilometers per second, which is what I was hoping for, but it'll do. However, the cooldown time is going to be excessive. So if we just fire this for effect... Ah! Thank you. Yep, speed is crazy. Armor pierce is 85.5. It's reloaded. And it's fully charged. But it's still cooling down. Okay, so the charge gets back at roughly the same time it reloads. That suits me fine. That is actually great. That means that the charge and the reload time are the same. Perfect. Because I can't really change the charge, I've already maxed it out. I can change the reload time, but it takes effort. But since they're the same, screw it, that's fine. What I need to do is I need to alter the cooldown time, because the cooldown time is 12.88 seconds, and I want this to be firing... the cooldown time to basically be the same as everything else. Getting the cooldown time, though, is a pain. So let's look at what we can do with cooldown time. For a start, there is advanced cannons, barrel, muzzle brake. Reduces recoil but slightly lower speed as well. No. Bore evacuator. Prevents gases from leaking back in the firing piece. It provides a modest reduction in cooldown time but presents a weak point in the barrel. Cooldown modifier, 0.9. Yes. Put it on the end because I don't want the barrel breaking off. There we go. Now, rest of the cooldown time. The only thing that you really can do now to affect cooldown time is gauge increase, gauge cooling unit. But of course these have to come out in a line behind the actual component as well. So, well, how are we going to alter that? Very easily. We're going to use a left-right splitter. And... well, really, I can't do that, but I want to go this way and down. Oh. Okay. And then I need a gauge increase, just one. And we're back to our normal size, okay. And I need a gauge cooling unit. And I can go down here with the gauge cooling units, because there is a gap, which is absolutely brilliant. I really, really love the fact that I just left a gap there. In fact, I can actually go to here. That's how brilliant that is. And you can do the same. Completely unplanned, but works really well. Needs a loaded shell to calculate. Have you not got a loaded shell? What's the gauge? 0.12. Ah! We're out of ammo. That's why. Well, temporarily, I'm going to stick some ammo barrels on the hull. Just anywhere. I'll have to remember to remove them later. Resources. Ammo barrel. And it should pass a shell. There we go. We might need more ammo on the turret itself, but that's something we can address later on. I know we are adding 3 shells each time to the magazine. I think we'll be fine. Okay, let's fire. And let's see what the cooldown time is. 2.81 seconds? Okay. Maybe overdid it. Maybe overdid it. I don't need that many gauge calling units. In fact, that is crazy OP. Yeah, we do not need anywhere near that amount of gauge calling units. Nowhere near. Like, seriously, just no. So maybe, if instead we did something like... two there. It won't be enough, but it'll be a start. Alright, so fire again. Because we have to do something about the recoil. As you might notice, the entire ship is moving. Yeah, that cooldown could come down a little bit, but actually it's a lot closer to what I want, because I want about 7.7 seconds, isn't it? And we're on 9.81. So that's a lot closer to what we want. What we need is an ability to reduce the recoil. So if we go to Advanced Cannon, you see that the barrel has muzzle brake, which reduces the recoil, but slightly lowers the speed as well. Can't lower speed. That is the point about this gun. Speed. So no. What we will do is we'll grab Hydraulic Recoil Absorber 4 times. And it has to be placed on the gauge increase, which means I can do it there. And that's why I was hoping that I could use those holes for that. Because now we have gauge increases going down there. We could also put gauge increases, well, I don't know, like here? And hopefully that should take away quite a lot of the recoil. So if I take these off entirely, let's just mirror. Currently it is 43,000. If I add recoil absorber. I put them on wrong? Yes, I did. There we go. There we go. Now down to 28,000. 23,000. So I think 28,000 is a nice place to start from. We also need to, we do need to decrease the overheating as well. So let's grab cooling unit. And then if we take the mirror line off, I can put the 1 gauge increase back on. Oh, I just want to fire the gun. Reload, 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 reload. And chamber. Now. 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 Not connect to firing piece. Well, we need to have words about that. Yeah, there we go. The cooldown's acceptable, but we have got a load of stuff that's now not connected to the firing piece. So what did I do? Railgun charge, yeah. We're not getting any railgun charge whatsoever. They can't connect through these? Really? Oh, interesting. Okay. I did not know that. I mean, it's easy to solve. 6-way connector. Or batteries. In fact, just screw it. If it's going to be anything, it's going to be more batteries. And then let's double check. Oh, it's still reloading there. It'll probably work out fine. So this, I think, is a good working gun. We now have a railgun. Oh yeah. This thing should be pretty good. Now, of course, we'll need some space down here in which to put down the AI. So having a gap next to this is probably a good idea because there'll be AI there. Probably clad the rest in metal around it to make sure it doesn't get shot off. Then we'll put metal around the turret, so it's only got its own little turret well. And then we can work on the other systems. And I'm still debating what we'll have for the other weapons. We could have another type of turret. Maybe some missiles. We'll see. Definitely some torpedoes. Torpedoes can be quite effective, especially when cannons, have issues because something's too low in the water. But I'm feeling quite happy about this. I'm feeling quite happy about this cannon. Yes, but I guess this has been an entire episode talking about railguns. Yeah, I know, it's an entire episode talking about railguns, but they are new. And at some point, I will try and do a tutorial for custom cannons, for advanced custom cannons. But for now, I guess we'll leave it here. I've been EnterElysium. If you like, please like, not subscribe, please consider subscribing. I think we'll do one more episode on the Wing Zero, then we'll do a fortress, then we'll kick something off and then start on a bigger ship, maybe like a battleship type thing. And maybe we'll have a look at upgrading some of our ships as we go along. But until then, stay shiny.